Hey guys, welcome into my channel. So today I want to do a full face of affordable makeup. Some of these are new releases and then most of them aren't. They're just things that I saw that looked really good that I've wanted to try and finally pulled the trigger and bought. The base products that I want to go over today are the Catrice True Skin. I've seen a lot of like hype around this product and I don't think it's like a new release by any means. I just think that it got some traction and kind of went viral for a second. And it seems like a thicker consistency, but it says hydrating, so I want to try that along with the concealer. I also picked this up. It's the L'Oreal Lumi lotion as like a glowy base. I have the new UOMA by Sharon launches that came to Walmart and a couple of other things that are new to me that I wanted to give a try. So here we are. I have another drink this evening. It is not wine like it was in my last video. This is a margarita in a bubble wine glass. What do you call these? Bubblers? Bubble? Balloon. That's it. Yeah, it makes me feel like all grown up when I drink in this glass. My birthday is tomorrow and I'm about to turn 38, so I might as well. I didn't think I was gonna be like filming my drinking of alcohol on camera, but then I've been just filming like so much later in the day lately that it's like, why not? And maybe, you know, all 60 people who will watch this video will drink along with me. Let's just jump in. So this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. It's a natural glow enhancer, and this one is in the shade 902, which is light glow. I've seen Jen Phelps here on YouTube use this product, and it looks very similar to like the Say Glow like primer. It's a liquid highlighter, but a lot of people were using it as kind of a glowy base product, and I thought this would be kind of an inexpensive alternative to that. It just looks beautiful. It looks like a really, really natural finish on the skin, so I wanted to give this a shot. Of course, gonna link all of the prices and links to everything down below, but I feel like this was around $12.99 to go grab it. It's the Star Glow. So it's just a liquid highlighter. I've already used about a quarter of this, and this is the mini size. And I can't remember what the mini size is, but I think even the mini size is more expensive than the full size of this. This has a 12-month shelf life on it. And I think this is the lightest shade that they sell. I definitely wouldn't have gotten a second lightest shade on purpose, but I can't remember if it actually came in shades or if it was just one. And if I didn't mention this, that Say Glow is such a favorite product of mine. I really like it for a glowy base. They're actually very similar consistencies. Can you see like the glow on my skin? It's very nice. It looks natural. Like it doesn't have shimmers or glitters in it. And even the back of my hand still looks beautiful and dewy, just dewy. So my first impressions of this is that it's really, really nice. Let's move on into the foundation. This is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating 12-Hour Foundation. And this is in the shade Neutral Porcelain. I did buy these from Amazon. This I bought from Amazon, the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion, and then the concealer, all purchased on Amazon. So I'll link all those below. It's not an overly thick consistency like I was thinking that it would be. So I feel like it has a really good amount of coverage. I think this is gonna be a really good shade match to me, but I can see where they said like hydrating. Like I can feel that it's a heavier weight formula, but it didn't feel like super thick in terms of like a really, really heavy full coverage foundation. It says True Skin, but better. Hydrating foundation with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil leaves a perfectly even skin tone and natural matte finish. Medium to high coverage with a comfortable skin feeling. Let's get this party started, shall we? I'm gonna do like a full pump and half a pump maybe on either side. I'm gonna put it on one side of my face because I've never used this foundation before, so I wanna see what it looks like. Can't detect any kind of scent on it or anything. And so far, it doesn't look drying. Okay, so half my face is applied. It's always interesting to kind of see like me go down half my face and how much coverage something actually does give as opposed to like how I feel it does when I've applied the whole thing on for the first time. And so you can see I'm really red. It covered all of my redness. It actually, the first like half pump, first coat, definite medium coverage. I'm gonna do about the same, which is like a little over half a pump on this side. I picked up the iconic London Super Smoother skin tint, and it was in neutral light, which is usually what I go for. Like a lot of light, neutral undertone foundations. I wear them all the time. I don't always pick Porcelain like this. I usually try and go about a shade up in my foundations, and it was way too dark. And I thought, ew, like who are you making this for? Who approved this in your line to make this brown foundation for a light with neutral undertones? I thought it was like atrocious. I'm going close up. I'm gonna go check it out. Okay, so my initial reaction to this is, now that I've applied my full face, I actually do feel like it maybe is that medium weight formula. Like it's not super light. I do detect it on my skin, and it's sticky. It has like a real tack to it everywhere, which is pretty consistent with like a medium to heavier weight formula foundation. And usually that means like I gotta be careful how I set it. I have to set it down pretty well because it's gonna slip off. Like there's gonna be a lot of transfer if I don't. That's just how I feel about this. But I think the finish is really nice. Like I'm getting up close and I'm not seeing anything that looks cakey, and I'm not seeing anything that looks so heavy that it's separating on my nose. And that's usually what I'm looking for with heavier weight foundation, something that just isn't like a skin tint or a really lightweight formula. Like it actually looks really nice, and I'm shocked. So I'm pleased about that. Let's move on to the concealer. That's another one that I'm definitely a little concerned about, hoping that it's kind of a medium weight formula. This says, it is a high coverage concealer with hyaluronic acid, and it is waterproof. They say this is 18-hour wear, and it is hydrating. I'm not sure why I did this, but I got this one in Cool Cashmere 010 is the shade. So the doe foot applicator has a like thinner side to it. It's similar to the Maybelline Superstay Activewear one, where the doe foot applicator is like very, very thin. This one's even thinner on the Maybelline one, but the Catrice is very similar to that. And I almost feel like the Catrice came out before the Maybelline Superstay Activewear, so this could be like a copy of this, because I haven't seen many concealers that have this like one flat side to the doe foot applicator, but I actually really like this. And maybe it's just me that I haven't tested enough, who knows. I'm gonna apply this to one side. I think because of the shade, it's gonna be like actually really good for spot concealing, but I'm gonna do one side again. Holy cow. That was so high coverage, full coverage, without feeling super heavy and not like immediately looking cakey. Like I like this concealer. I like the concealer, I think maybe a little bit better than the foundation. We shall see. But I think Cool Cashmere was actually a really good shade. This was so easy to blend, not too thick, but the true test is gonna be how this wears. I'll just update like, you know, the wear test or whatever, how it wears in the description box. Do not have a new setting powder, so I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Lasting Fix. This is the Banana Translucent Setting Powder. This is an all-day matte finish. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. Like I know the Maybelline Fit Me powder is really popular, but like at the same time when I purchased that, like I picked up this banana powder, and I am not sure why I picked it up. I guess I wanted to give it a shot, like it just looked good. And I know that a lot of people don't use like banana powders anymore, but I have to tell you, this is such a good powder for me. I almost prefer it over the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And besides, they are slightly different. The Fit Me powder is a finishing powder. I think a lot of us just use it as a setting powder, but it's not really a setting powder. And this one actually is. So I actually prefer this when I really need to set my face. But yeah, it's again, just not one that I see a lot of people talking about, but I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a 3-in-1 primer water. It's in Rose from Wet n Wild, and just hydrate a little bit. Also do not have a new brow product, so I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and this one is in the shade Taupe. e.l.f. brow products actually tend to be like a little bit darker than like some of my higher end pencils, so I usually go like a shade down in like the e.l.f. brow products. Okay, the eyebrows are on. So I want to go into the UOMA by Sharon stuff that they sell at CVS and Walmart, and these are new releases. Like 3 of the 6 like new releases, they had like a cream blush or to powder formula blush, and then I think 4 different like eyeshadow quads, a couple of other like lip products, but I picked up the cream to powder bronzer. This is the Flawless IRL bronzer in the shade Sandy. I have them in quite enjoying this. I'm really into like the cream to powder formulas right now. It's like my favorite. Like over a liquid product right now, over like a fully cream product, I feel like the cream to powder is just my hot winner at this moment. I did not pick up the cream to powder blush or just the cream blush from UOMA by Sharon C. I have no idea why. It's something that I'm really into and that would have really enjoyed, but I just didn't do it. I do have a new blush that I've never tried. It's not a new release, but it's the Wet n Wild blush. And this one is in the shade Floral Majority. Let's take all this magnificent packaging off of here and get this blush out. And it's called the Mega Glow Makeup Stick. It is a blush, but I almost feel like you could probably use this for other things. Like you could probably use this for your eyes. I don't know if it's safe for your lips, but I kind of feel like it's designed for that. Let's swatch this. It is a very, very creamy consistency. It looks like just a beautiful, beautiful shade. And the eyeshadow quad that I have looks like the blush would go really, really well with this. Same with the lip product that I have from UOMA by Sharon C. So I am going to draw this on because it feels like a creamier formula and hope that I get away with it. I'm just going to do one side, I think. And I'm going to take the same sponge, I think, that I used for the bronzer and just use the flat end of it. And see if I can't easily get this to buff in without having to work too hard. It's all done. That was gorgeous. That was beautiful. For a stick that's like $3.99, like you can't go wrong. So easy to apply. It has a really good consistency and it's a beautiful color and the finish looks, I mean, I think really great, like natural. It has a good amount of pigmentation to it. I mean, honestly, if you're on a budget, like the affordable way to go, Wet n Wild is just, it's just it. Like it's the GOAT in affordable makeup products. They're the GOAT. Wet n Wild. Okay, so I definitely want to try another like cheek tint. This one is from Hard Candy. It's the Selfie Cheek Tint. It says universally flattering blush, dot on, blend in, bloom out. This does not have like a shade name. It's just a clear tint and you put it on. It's one of those that changes like with your pH. And so I have swatched this before and it looks like it's just like a similar color to the Doe Foot applicator. It just kind of gives this like pinky, there it's focusing, like this pinky glossy finish. I am really nervous to try this because the consistency feels really kind of icky. Like it seems very, very sticky and I just don't know that it's going to give a whole lot of pigmentation to it. And so I want to just take this in like one spot on my cheek and not the whole thing. And I just want to, wow, you see that? Wow, it's really pigmented the minute it touches my face. So I just want to tap it in and like see, wow, it's really pigmented. I was really wrong. Kind of feel like it's picking up the product underneath a little bit, but it gives a really, really good pigmentation, a really good flush to the skin. I'm actually really shocked. It's like immediately blending with the warmth of my skin. I just thought this kind of looked like a really neat product. It's just not something that I have in my collection, so I did want to just give it a shot, but it's not something that I think that I would normally grab for on an everyday basis. It just doesn't seem like it's very quick and easy. Although that was pretty quick and easy, it just kind of feels like maybe it takes a minute or two to kind of dry down completely, so we'll just let it sit there, I think. All right, let's move on into the eyeshadow. I don't have a new highlighter. I'm just not going to throw on a highlighter. So the quad that I have, it's called the Eye Service Eyeshadow Quad, and this one is in the shade Dreaming, or Color Story Dreaming rather. And it's just a very neutral palette, like all around neutral. This is made in the USA and has a 12-month shelf life. I do know that her bronzer is actually made in Italy. This one is in the shade Glazed. Nice swatch. This one's Shine On 'Em. Wow, these are really good shimmers. This is Enlightened. Wow, that's really nice. Uber pigmented formula. I just said that really strangely. Okay, Carrie. And this is in the shade Lunar. It felt like a really, really creamy matte. So that's the Color Story. It's really pretty. This almost has like a pink kind of undertone to it, like a coppery pink. but I just think that this is like a really good formulated palette. Like the quality just seems really nice in it. Does UOMA Beauty, like the normal brand that's sold in Ulta, does it have like eyeshadow palettes that it sells? I can't like recall that I've ever seen it. So these actually might be Sharon's like first eyeshadow launches. So I just wanted to kind of show you this. There's quite a bit of kick up, really, really powdery formula, really pigmented. Like look at that. That barely took any pressure whatsoever. I'm done. Like that's all the pigment I need. I'm gonna do the other eye. Wow, that was super easy. It was really, really pigmented right away. Very, very little effort. I'm really pleased with that. The other things that I wanted to try was this Flower Beauty. It was a pressed pigment. This is a Chrome Crush, and this one is in the shade Quartz. It just looked so beautiful, so I don't know. Like maybe I want to do that one instead of the shimmer. I don't know, the shimmer formula seems really nice. Maybe we use this as a topper because that's kind of what it looks like. So let's set this aside and I'll finish the eye look, and I definitely think we'll go in with that like over maybe this lighter shimmer here. So I'm gonna take this darker shade in Enlightened and then just place it in the outer corner. Super simple and easy. So that's that side. I just want to deepen up the outer corner on this side. Okay, so I thought that was like super quick, super easy. I'm sorry I put on this like really, really pink blush. And I can tell you it's not like fully dried down, but it's actually not overly sticky, like not as sticky as I thought it was gonna be. So it's a very, very baby doll pink, and it doesn't exactly match the eye look, but I can definitely say like it had a good amount of pigmentation. It was way more, like it surprised me. It wasn't at all what I thought it was gonna be. So I'm pleased with the blush. It's also just not a shade that I would normally gravitate towards, but if this is something that you like, or you know, you just want something that's a little bit different, I actually think this is quite nice. Stop chatting about the blush and move on into the eyeshadow. This one is called Glazed, and I'm gonna go into this one kind of in the middle, like more middle outer corner. I'm gonna go into this shade, which is Shine On 'em, and bring it into the inner corner. I'm going to kind of just blend those two like shimmers together. I don't think I need to like deepen up the outer corner again. I think it actually looks just fine. Really, really nice neutral look. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye, and then just kind of going back in to blend those two shimmers together. Okay, I want to take this pigment and like just swatch it. I want to test like how creamy this is. It's a very, very creamy formula. And again, it kind of feels like a topper a little bit. Oh, that's really nice. It's definitely a topper, and it's very lightweight. It has like a little bit of glitters in it. Overall, it's just very shimmery. So I'm gonna just take it on my finger and I'm gonna tap it, the other shimmers, and just, I don't know, brighten it up, give it more of like a wet look. I love the Flower Beauty, what are they called? The Jungle Lights and the Desert Lights. They're so good. It's my favorite like shimmer formula from the like more affordable shimmer formula, but honestly, they're even better than some high-end ones. They're so good. She doesn't have that formula in all of her palettes, but I've never tried those. I would say like they're so worth trying. I think that actually, like if you see, it definitely gave it kind of like a wet glow. Like it looks really nice. And I think this is a beautiful shade too. Shimmers in the palette were really pigmented and really nice. Like I liked them all by themselves. But Flower Beauty, like, wow. I don't know, this pressed pigment was nicer than some of my single shadows that are like $30 or $40 a piece. Like that was really good quality. Very beautiful finish, beautiful color. Really loved that. Like both of these eye products were way more than I expected them to be. I'd have to say like, these are really top notch. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that Lunar shade and just do the lower lash line really quickly. Just a really light lower lash shadow. This Lunar shade has such a good tone to it. Like it's almost, it's pretty neutral, but it has a little bit of warmth and it's almost like pink. Like it's really nice. I'm just gonna throw on my Lash Princess mascara from Essence. I love this. And I haven't been giving it like any love. I've moved on to like another, like a lot of new releases lately, and I've just been leaving this one sitting. So I pulled it out like a week ago and I was wearing it again and I was like, oh man, this is like the goat of mascaras for me. Like, no matter how many different mascaras I try, high-end and drugstore, honestly, when I come back to this one, I'm just so pleased. Just outperforms so many mascaras in my opinion, and it's super quick and easy. That's how I like to wear it. One coat and I'm done. Let us move on into the final product. This is another one from UOMA by Sharon C. This is It's Complicated. It's a lip tint plus oil plus a gloss. This is a new release. This is one of like 3 different lip products that she just released. It's such a vampy, like dark color. But honestly, when I bought it, I actually thought that I did a pretty good job like pairing these together. I thought they would work well together, and I've pulled this gloss out to try it like 3 different times, and none of them I've tried on camera. So I thought I would do that using the eyeshadow. Here's the tint. Like, it immediately gives this, I had it on for like 3.5 seconds. It immediately gives this really, really strong tint. I have like a new lip liner, and I'm not really sure what color to use. I'm just gonna go in with one of my NYX retractable ones, and this one is in the shade Jewel. So I think these lip liners are so good. I don't think it's gonna do anything once I put this gloss on. I think it's just gonna swallow the lip liner whole. But I figured we'd try and kind of stay in the lines. So let's put this on. I know this is gonna be super dark. It actually like loses some of the pigmentation, like when you start to go over it a little bit, and it's sitting over the lip liner. Like, you can see the lip liner like underneath it. It's kind of strange. Can you see? Like, where I outlined my lips is like darker, like sitting on top of it. Like, the consistencies, the liner and the gloss are not meshing. Okay. But it has a good slip to it. Like, I can feel the gloss. I just know that it's really, really gonna stain my lips, but that's okay. I mean, that's actually pretty nice. It's so comfortable on. It has that like glossy finish. It's just so different. Like, I know that it's tinting my lips, but the gloss underneath is just so comfortable. It doesn't appear to be like bleeding anywhere. It just feels really good. I really like this. Like, now I'm considering getting lighter shades, because I think she has like 6 or 7 shades of this. I'm not sure, but I will link like the website to these below. I've been talking about the makeup as I was going. I want to talk about the foundation. So the foundation is heavier formula. Like, as it sits, it's one that I can tell is kind of like breaking apart. I think less is more here, but it does provide like a good medium to full coverage. So if that's something that you like, I think this will be good. I can tell that it's like sinking into my fine lines. So again, less is more, something that I will definitely try. But the concealer, I think I liked it a little bit better because it didn't sink into my fine lines. It doesn't look like cakey under my eyes. So I actually think that I like this a little bit better than the foundation, to be totally honest with you. I don't think less is more with the concealer. I think that I put on a fair amount, and I think it sat really nicely. This is just a little bit heavy for my skin, and I can feel it kind of sitting there. Like I said, Wet n Wild's the GOAT. This blush was amazing. This one from Hard Candy, the Selfie Cheek Tint, actually pretty nice. As you can see, it gave a good amount of pigmentation, and it has sat on there a while. It's almost completely dry. Yeah, Flower Beauty, these pressed pigments, all the way better. Like, I think these were actually nicer than like the Hourglass ones that I have. I think everything that I got from the UOMA by Sharon C from Walmart, these new launches, were all really, really good. And that was everything. So pretty fall, like vampy look. I actually really like it. When I saw the color, when I opened the box of the lip gloss lip tint, I was like, ooh, that's kind of dark. Like, am I gonna do that? Am I gonna pull that off? And I think it actually does go well with this eye look, and I don't think it's too dark. I think it's great for fall. So I'm done, I'm out. I'm gonna finish my drink. I'm gonna go, I don't know, do the dishes, fold some laundry, whatever. I will catch you guys all in my next video. Bye-bye.